Hi, Christine. Great. That's great, Cindy.
We can start now.
Okay, so we can start. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining our office hours. As you can see on the screen, our agenda today is to how to design the kitchen in Foyr Neo. And what we'll cover is the designing from the catalog. So I will show you how to find items in the catalog and how to complete the kitchen from the items in catalog. And also we'll go through creating bespoke kitchen with create new product tool. I will try as much as I can to stay on topic, and I will also ask you to whatever you'll be sending questions. So the questions are related to our today's topic. So hopefully we can start. If there are any more people joining, then I might just fill them in on the way. If there be any problems with screen sharing or if you can't hear me or things like that, then just send the message through chat and we'll try to sort it out. So I will start with creating kitchen from items in our catalog. I have an example here. It's not finished, but just to show you. How can it look? So for example, you can do something like that and add your appliances and then add the worktops and these all of these items, they are from our catalog. And now I will go back to 2D and I will show you how I've created this kitchen and I will show you the units that I've used. So if we go to kitchen catalog, then you have cabinets by style. Um, of course, like we have, like the most units that we have is in recessed style and then with the flat panel slab shaker also. It all depends what kind of kitchen you want to do. If you need something really fast, then the ready to go cabinets, they're like, they're nice, easy. You can do that. There are actually three ways to do the kitchens. I'll start with this one and then I walk you through to the other ones. If you need a custom style kitchen, then I would recommend to use the create new product tool because then you can really create a unique kitchen and like up to your style and it's a bit different and it works a bit different. So you will see the difference when I finish walking you through. So let's go to the recessed category. And now you have to read the descriptions carefully because some of them we have shutters, which means cabinet doors only, and some of them they are full cabinets. So we will start with full cabinets first. So you can scroll down because at the bottom, that's where the loads of units is starting. So we still have like some shutters here. We can also use shutters. I will show you how to do that later. but now we will start with the cabinets. So we have base units, we have wall units, and we have tall units. So it all depends what you want to use. We will start with base units, of course. So for example, we have like a single unit here. Then we have cabinet sink unit. Just drag and drop them. You can resize them at a later stage. Give them like, the size that you want. We can add countertops and sinks and things like that later on. So just choose your cabinets first. So for example, we have these few cabinets. I prefer to do that in 3D where I can actually see what I'm doing. You can line them up in 2D if that's easier for you, of course. So now you can just line them up, resize them. You can either go to edit and give them dimensions, or you can simply use the resize tool. And again, you can just eyeball it or type in measurements that you need. Now we can do all of them the same size. So especially the width and height. So they're nicely aligned. If you need more cabinets of the same style, then you can just simply resize them and use the clone tool and just paste it wherever you need it in your kitchen. So that's how you will do it. You will take cabinets from our kitchen catalog and you will put them next to each other. Now, if I will go back to this one that I just created a bit earlier, and you can change their color, but as you can see, some of them, they might be built a bit differently. And as you can see, the plane that is under, in some places it's sticking out more, in some places it's hidden more. So to fix that, what you can do, you can go to catalog and we can go to building elements, shapes, and we can
Hi
just,
there.
yes,
Okay, be right there. Bye.
and we can just simply use even something like that and just resize it and use it as a plane. Apply the same color instead of using the create new product tool, then we can do something like that. You can just resize it, do it the full size of your kitchen, and then simply apply texture on it, and it will be nice and flat, and it will be in the same position everywhere. And now just add the same texture. And you have like a nice splint and it all looks nice and tidy. For the hardware, you can find lots of different kind of hardware in our catalog. And I know that people have problems with aligning them or like, how to place them centered and things like that. Like if you need them on any side, like left or right, you can of course eyeball it and then you can use the location of the product and put it into, let's say that you have like a drawers, but you want to put your handles not in the middle, but on the left or on the right. So like that will work pretty much the same as it will work on the center. You will just put different numbers. Now to center your handles, then what you will do, you will drop a handle like this one, for example. Like I will put it on the side just a bit here. Now, if you click on a cabinet and go to edit, then you will see position of the cabinet. So this is your center position and the Z will be like the X is right to left and the Z is front to back. So if you want to center your hardware, then you will put the same number as that is here for your hardware on the X. So you will click on your handle, remember to turn on the free movement. Now go to edit, and here you will put the same number that we had there. And now your handle is centered. You don't need to change the Z because it's like, it got stuck on your cabinet, so you don't need to change that. And then Y, that's the distance from the floor. So if you want them to be aligned, for example, for this cabinet and this cabinet, then you will put the same number on their Y and they will be on the same height. The same if you will put this one on, like you will eyeball it, it's like, in the middle, and then go to edit and you will put the same number for your cabinet next to it, so it will be leveled. The same with this cabinet. If you will use the handles, then again, you will check the position of this cabinet. And if you click, that's -11,107, and you just click on the item, remember to go with the free movement, and now put the same. And it will be centered. You can group products. So for example, if you build your kitchen and now you want to move it and and then you need to move cabinet by cabinet, there is a solution to that. You can group it. You can even group the hardware with your cabinets. So to group them, you simply click on the cabinet. You click on Command if you're using Mac. If you're using any other brand, click on Control. And now add another, and then in the top center of your screen, you will have group products. So you will just group them. And now these items, they will move as one. You can add to groups. So for example, if you grouped something and then you move it and you see that some items are left behind, then you can just go back to it and you can add items. Like for example, like I will add my hardware. And again, you will click on group products and they will be added to this group. So you can add to groups and then you can ungroup them point by point at any point. I added the countertop from our catalog. So if you just go to catalog and simply type in worktop, we have worktops there. Then you can simply just change the texture of it to whichever suits your liking, or you can upload your own and just change the texture. And and you will have like a bit of a customized kitchen as well. For the sink, when you're applying a sink from a catalog, then if you click on it, you will have the punch tool available. If it's not available, click on free movement, then you should have the punch tool available. So whatever you will be dropping your sinks, you might not see the bottom of the sink. So the punch tool will create the cavity. So you will just click on your sink, you will click on the punch tool, and now you can see your sink. For these units here, I use the pantry, the tall units, pantry units, I resize them. For the fridge, I put a fridge from a catalog, and this is the wall unit. I just resized it and I grouped them together. And these are pre-made oven cabinets. So again, I just resize them and I just put ovens inside. You can change the colors, you can add the plinth on there, you can add your hardware, and your kitchen will be ready. We'll see if you have some questions. Where'd you get that baseboard from to apply uniformly? Yes, that's from Shapes. If you go to Shapes, I use the floor docked cube and I just simply resized it. So you can use that, or you can create it with the Create New Product tool and just resize it and paste it under your cabinet. Can you do the group product process one more? Yes, of course. So to group your products, you will just click on one product. Then if you're using Mac, click on Command, otherwise click on Control, have it pressed on your keyboard, and then add other items. Now in the top center of your screen, you will have group products. So then click group products and now they will move as one. And you can use that for any other products also, for like coffee tables with like decor that you have on top, or sofa with your cushions, sofa with rug and coffee table and armchairs. So you can group everything together and then just move it aside if you need to. Yes, the baseboards, I know. Yeah, especially when you're using items from a catalog, they're uneven and and you can't do it the way, like, you can't leave it uneven. So yes, that's a very easy fix. Try to think outside the box. Like, we have so many products that you can change their purpose and just like, use them to your advantage. Where do you find the hardware? Simply in a catalog, you can type in knobs or handles, and we have good few to choose from. If you like the style, then you can, of course, change the color and you can change the texture. Okay, now I will show you the second way how to do the kitchens. So that will be with shutters, so cabinet doors. So for that, what we will do, we will first create with the create new product tool, we will create the base for our kitchen cabinet. So we will go with, I'll just double click on this wall because we'll draw it on this wall here. Now we will go with the create new product. You go with rectangle tool, and now we will draw rectangle for our cabinets. So we will give it a height. Now always check if it's sitting on the floor or if it's not below the floor. So what I always do, I just click on done. I come here and I just move it, you see, just to be sure that it's just sitting on the ground. Now just click on modify and we can go back to it again. If you click on modify, then your environment is disappearing. What you can do, you can unhide your environment or you can hide it. So again, whichever is easier for you, you can either hide it or unhide it. I think that sometimes if you need to add loads of details, it's just easier to hide it. And then it's like, you're only dealing with your product, you don't get any distractions, and you can work like that. But if you need to see something, I don't know, like you're building around any other elements, then of course, unhide your environment so it's visible, and then you can work around it. So first we have the base for our cabinets. Now we need to give it some depth, so it's actually three-dimensional. So we use the push and pull. We will give it the depth of a kitchen. Now we can, we don't have to create the plinth because the kitchen cabinets, they will stick out a bit. So the rest of our product that will be left, it will work as our plinth. So now we will click on done. You can double click to center it. And simply from our kitchen catalog, we will use the shutters. And we will simply paste them on our product. You can resize them. There you go. And then again, you can clone them. And just simply paste them on created product. Then you can add your hardware, you can group them the same way as we did with items from the catalog. And you can add hardware and your kitchen again is ready. So that's a very fast way to create your kitchens. Then you will just apply your worktop on the top, and then you can apply your appliances. You can do the high cabinets as well. We have some shutters for the tall cabinets. So yeah, so you can use that as well. I will just quickly check some questions. Okay. So that's the second way. Now the third way is fully bespoke, fully customized kitchen. With this kitchen, when it comes to hardware, it's not as easy because it's built as a one unit, so you don't have separate units. But we can always find solution to that. Okay, so now I will guide you through creating kitchen from the scratch with the create new product tool. So we'll start the same way as we did with the base for our shutters. So we'll just click on create new product tool. We go to rectangle and we simply draw a rectangle like a base for our kitchen. If you need like a full wall of high cabinets, then you can, of course, do it. I will just start with the base cabinet and we'll go through that. Again, give it some depth with the push and pull. And now you can either create a worktop straight away as well, or you can use your own worktop. With this one, I will create worktop within the create new product tool, so you can actually see how to create like a fully bespoke, fully customized kitchen. Now, first, we will create our plinth. So for that, I will use the ruler tool. I will start with the bottom and I will give dimension for my plinth. And I will do my worktop straight away as well. Now what we will do, we will zoom in, and with either a pen tool, when you have like a longer products, then I think the pen tool works a bit better. So either pen tool or rectangle tool, we will trace over our lines. It should snap within your ruler guidelines, but if not, then just simply zoom in. You can click and move your item. Now, when we have it, we can click on escape and we can do the same with our top. The more you use it, the more comfortable you will be with the Create New Product tool. And it's a really easy tool to use. And believe me, since I started using it, I barely ever use cabinets from the catalog. I just prefer to do it from the scratch, the way I want it to look. So yeah, it is. Hopefully it will give you more maybe information about how to use it, and it will make it easier for you. So now we will push this one in and we will pull our worktop a bit out. So for that, again, push and pull, that's for creating dimensions, also for creating cavities. So we'll put this one on there a bit. And now we will put this one over. We can cut in any parts here with a trim tool. And we can also remove our ruler lines with the trim tool as well. Whenever you start creating your kitchens, what I do recommend is have a sketch on site. Because you were already at your client's house or you had a call with your client and you know the measurements, like a pretty much idea what they want in the kitchen, but the most important, the measurements. So do a sketch on the site and draw out dimensions of your cabinets. Where do you want to have drawers? Where do you want to place the sink? Where do you want to have like a cabinet doors and things like that? So then you just use the ruler tool and you just trace over it and pretty much you're done and dusted. So that's just that's just the easiest way to go, because then you might get confused, maybe I don't want my sink here or I don't want my oven here. And with the create new product, then you have to delete that and redo it again. So it's not as you delete one cabinet and move it, because it is we're building it as a whole. So it's a whole unit. So then to change it, it's not as straightforward. Is there a way to change the size of all the cabinets at once? You can group them and then you can resize the grouped product so it will work as one. Or if you need, let's say that you need 5 cabinets the same size, then resize one and use the clone tool. I don't find the ruler tool all that easy to use. You just have to place it in, it will snap to a right position. So if you use the ruler, You can rule, yeah, like you can measure out from the sides, from the top, from the bottom. So like it will snap on your corners, like, you know, within the lines. The same, if I will draw a line, then it will snap within that line, and then I will go, like, you know, from there, I will move forward. When you're using the ruler tool, as you can see that rectangle here, that needs to be flat on the surface where you're drawing. So just bear in mind, like, you know, if it's disappearing, then you can't, you just like, it needs to be visible. Now you can use it, like this part, it's more like, you know, sticking out. So of course it will snap within this line and, like, you know, go up. But try again. If you're still having difficulties, let me know. But ruler should be quite easy tool to use. Could you simply use the same process but make one cabinet at a time and save them to the catalog for your own custom catalog? Yes, of course. You can also save the full kitchen. If you were to create a kitchen with a create new product and you think you might reuse it in a different project, but just to change textures, or I don't know, maybe remove some parts, then you can save it as a full kitchen as well. Yes, that's doable. Would you import your kitchen sketch as you would a floor plan, then just trace over it? You can't do it because the floor plan is flat, and then you're building up from your from the floor plan. You can do the kitchen, like if you will have drawn up kitchen on your floor plan, then of course you can trace over it, but, like, you know, you will only see it from the top down. So like you won't be able to see it on the wall, if you know what I mean. You will be able, if you will have a floor plan and you will have a layout of your kitchen on the floor plan, then of course you can trace over it, but in 2D. It, like, you know, you won't be able to see it with create new product tool. How do you save the kitchen for future use? So to save the kitchen for future use, when we have it done, just let me simply refresh this one. You just click on the ready-made product, and in the top center of your screen, you have add to my library. So you will just simply upload it into your library. My library is here. It's accessible from every project, and it's like you have access to all the products at once. So if you click on the product, you can just simply add it to library. You can also group them. So for example, if I will group my kitchen island with my kitchen base cabinets, I will group the products and then I can add them to library. You just click on upload and that will be uploaded into your own library. And then you can simply reuse it in your other, like for example, I think this is the kitchen. So then in 3D, you can simply just drag and drop it and you will have your full kitchen done. And, like, you know, you can also add elements from our catalog as well if you're using them. And for example, you will group them and you think you might reuse them in your future projects, and you can also add them there. But the most useful it is for the create new product tool. So for example, as you can see this one, like I dropped it and now I can even resize it a bit. It's just like, you know, it will change the size of the cabinet, but you can still, like, I can ungroup the products and I can still modify them. So if I will click on any of the products, I can go to modify them and, like, you know, I can remove some parts. Like if I want to, let's say, like get rid of one of these cabinets here, then I can simply use the push and pull and I can just pull it in and just leave the one cabinet. So you're able to do that as well. So you can, like, you know, you can modify them a bit. You can change the textures completely and you can reuse it in your future projects. So creating individual cabinets that are saved, then each individual cabinet could be easily resized. Yes. Yes. If you have like a single cabinet, then you can resize it. You can like, add maybe a drawer or things like that. Yes, my library remains consistent from one project to the next. So whichever items you will add, then they will be in your library. Every time you will create a new project or whatever, they all will be there. Just let me refresh it, and then I will just guide you through creating the cabinets now. So now when you want to create your cabinets, you will of course use your ruler tool. So if you know the size of your cabinets, simply use the ruler and just type in the size of like the width of your cabinets. Then we can add the drawers and like, choose which one is for the sink, which one is not. So like, yeah, but it's just the easiest is to have them all drawn up and like, and then you just know where everything goes. It's just way, way easier. So now you will take either a pen tool or rectangle. Like in this case, rectangle will be better and faster. So you'll just take rectangle tool and you will trace over the lines. So we will create like a separate cabinets. With the create new product tool, whatever you will use, like a draw a line or draw a rectangle, that becomes separate part. So you can freely push it in, push it out. So like that becomes like a separate item of the full unit. So the same with adding textures, like we can add different textures to each unit. You just can't unjoin them, like like they will be, it will be a one unit. It's just like when adding textures and things like that, they will work as separate units. Now if we need to add drawers, then we will add drawers, but first what we will do, we will use the offset tool. The offset tool create, of course, offset, so you can create like a shaker style or recess style cabinet, but it will also help you to define like the difference between the first cabinet and the second cabinet. Because if we won't do it and then you will apply the same texture, I think some of you might have noticed that already, then if you will apply the same texture, it will look like just like one cabinet. You won't see the difference, like between cabinet 1, cabinet 2, cabinet 3. So there won't be any definition. So to do it, so to create the definition so it looks as realistic as possible, we will use the offset. So we will use the offset and you will create like the tiny offset. So you will just define the positions of your cabinets. You will do that before you start drawing your drawers. Then we will offset the drawers as well. We just want it to look as realistic as possible. So now we can add our drawers. So for that, again, we will use the ruler tool. We'll start from the bottom and now type in, like it all depends if you want to have 2 drawers, 3 drawers, 4 drawers, just go cabinet by cabinet and then just simply trace over it. So let's say that I will do like a 3 drawers here. I will take the rectangle tool again, and I will just simply trace over my, let's say that I will have like this few cabinets with 4 drawers. And then I can have this few as well. We can also create like a doors here. So if you want like a double door cabinet, then you will just do it the same way as we did with the one door. And now we can remove all the ruler lines with our ruler tool. Sorry, with the trim tool. And again, we'll create offset for our drawers. The only thing is that you need to do it like a one by one. So that will take some time if you have like a loads of cabinets. So you will just simply repeat that step. And as you can see already, like they're defined. So like, you know where your drawers, where your cabinets. So that's what the offset does. For our worktop, because we have worktop here, we can also create a cavity for the sink. So you can use the sink from the catalog if you want to, but let's say that you're will be using marble countertops and you want to have the marble sink inside as well, that is like, flushed with your countertop, then you will just draw a rectangle the size of your, like we can resize it later as well. And now we will simply create the cavity. So we'll just use the push and pull to push it down. And now if you need it to be wider or deeper, then you can work with the push and pull and just simply resize it. And then you can upload the texture, you can apply a waste from the catalog and add kitchen sink, and that's, the tap, and you will be done. So if we have something like that, then we can click on done and we can start applying textures. And what is the purpose to offset? Yeah, so that's to define your cabinets and also to create shaker style cabinets. So if you want like a shaker or recessed style, I will show you how to do it with the offset tool. And how are you removing the ruler line so quickly? You just click on the you will just click on the trim tool and you will just drag it and it will cut all of them. If you have any leftovers, then just go back to them. But you can just simply drag it over. So now if you want to, like this kitchen that I created now, it will be like a contemporary flat front kitchen. But if you need like a recessed one, then you will use the offset to do that as well. And then you will just create your offsets. You can do like a multiple offsets. So let's say that we'll do one and then another, and you can do that with drawers as well. And now to give it some depth and definition, we will use the push and pull, and you can, for example, you can push one in, you can pull the other one out or push it in just a slightly bit again. And then like, you have this definition, it's like, it's 3-dimensional and you can actually see it on the render that like, that it's pushed in. You can, whatever you'll be applying textures, you can add like a slightly darker shade of the same color in the lines here. So it actually creates the depth. With a bit of work and time, everything is possible. So now when we start applying textures, you will go to texture catalog. You can, of course, apply your own, upload your own textures and apply your own colors and things like that. Are you looking off a photo of a kitchen or is it all this in your head? No, like this one was just in my head, and most of the time when I'm doing the shaker style, I will have an offset of like 0.05. If I need a bigger one, then of course I can go for a reference on the website or or whatever. How do you add color to the lines? You will just have to zoom in, like zoom in, like really zoom in, and then you can just add color here. So you will just zoom in here, and I will show you another trick. I will show you how to apply it in a second, but let's say that we will do like a beige kitchen. Okay, now we'll use this one. When you will drop your texture, on your right-hand side, this will open. And from here, you can select the color and you can add like a bit of a different hues to the color that you selected. So for example, if I will use the copy texture, that's the easiest way as well. If you need to put it on other elements, use the copy texture tool. Now, when I have this one, just do it again. And now you will go to plus, select color. You can make it a bit darker. So if you will make it a bit darker, we will leave it at that. And now I can actually paste the darker color in the lines to even more define the reset style of the cabinets. So I will just zoom in, zoom in. Sometimes when you can't zoom in, like sometimes you will just go to a stop. You will be zooming in, and then you will notice that you can't zoom in. So then just double click, go to like the first position, and then try to zoom in again. And now I will just simply copy this texture and I will just paste it on this little things here. And now I can paste this texture back again on this one. So then when you will do the render, like these parts, when they will be darker, they will be more defined and they will just give you more depth. So you will simply zoom in and then you will just paste it on these little elements. Just remember to go all the way outside. The same with these little frames here. You can add the darker color as well. So it will like, define the position between your cabinets. Now, when applying textures to countertops and things like that, especially like a marble ones, let's go for a marble texture. You can work with the number of tiles to change the veining. So as you can see, like it will change, it will look more realistic. Again, you can upload your own textures. If by any chance you will upload a texture and sometimes it happens that it won't show on the render, try a different website. Try upload it from a different website. It happened to me a few times. I think it's just the way, like when you're saving an image, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a different format or whatever. So if you doing render, do the render first. So you're sure that your texture is visible, that it was applied. If not, then try to find, if you really need to use the same texture, then trying to find it on different website and then use it. Now we can again use the copy texture material and paste it into our sink. We can also paste it here. So we have it on the edge. Now I will show you some examples of like a finished kitchens. So for example, this one, that's a Japan style kitchen. You have like these doors were created as well with the create new product tool. Like this kitchen with the marble, like I had problem with this marble actually. So yeah, so I need to just reuse it from a different website. And then just apply your textures. When you're applying textures, you might notice that they are blurry in 3D. Don't worry, when you will do the render will sort them out. So the same as I have, for example, here. like as you can see, like the texture is a bit blurry on the worktops, but when it's done, it's a beautiful quality. So don't be like, don't be scared and don't be put off by it, that it's like that it's not looking great in 3D. What is easiest way to import a specific cabinet appliance fixture into your library? You will select it, like you will use it in your project, you will click on it, and then you will just simply upload it into your library. In the Japandi kitchen, what texture did you use on the walls? I actually used a lime wash texture that was uploaded from a website. And then I did like a darker one on this wall, and I used like a lighter one on other walls. So that was simply an image of a lime wash that I took from a website. We have 10 minutes left, so you can let me know if you have any questions regarding the topic that sorry, I think I wasn't clear enough how to upload a specific company's cabinet. Oh, so like a 3D model. So you need to have an access to a 3D model. To upload a 3D model, you have to go to my library, upload model, and then you can upload it. It needs to be in OBJ or FBX file format and cannot exceed 30 megabytes. So if you have access to a 3D model, then you can simply upload it here. You will just click on upload now, you will choose a file, and then you can add measurements and things like that, and it will be uploaded into your library. You can also send a request for the model to be made for you. If you're on the highest plan, then I think you have like a 25 custom model credits that you can use towards that. If not, then that might be chargeable, but you will have all the information when you will send a request for the product to be made for you. So that's an option as well. Does anyone have any other questions about the topic today? Is like everything with the create new product, was all of that clear? Let me know, did you find it helpful? Or will a recording be available? Yes. What is my name on Instagram? It's my home, my way. Yeah, give it a try. Give it a try. You can also check our other YouTube videos on how to use the Create New Product tool if you're stuck. You can reach out to us through chat. You can schedule a masterclass if you need help. So we are here for you. We are here to help you out. Cindy, where do you find outlets like for electricity and stuff? Then you will just go to catalog and just type in socket or outlet, and you will have them here. So we have like light switches and sockets and things like that. So you can find them here. You can change the texture of them and more sessions. Yeah. We will try to come up with a different subject next time. Thank you so much. Do you happen to have Japanese style in the library? I'm not sure if we have anything in a catalog. You might find some items there, but like the Japanese style is so easy to make. Most of them, they're just like, simple cabinets. It's just the texture that make it Japandi. Are most of your users outside of the US? No, most of our users are actually based in the US. But for example, I'm in Europe, I'm in Ireland, and I can see more and more users from Europe as well. So we're actually all over the world. I have clients from China. So yeah, we're spreading. like ventilation. I think we have some in the building elements. They might be under a different name. But if you go to building elements,
Okay. Sorry to cut you off, Magda. HVAC is under staging.
oh, sorry. Maximum for the naming of products. Sometimes I heard for the American word for something, but find yes, yeah. So yeah. Where's staging? Yeah, we have everything in the catalog. So you have staging here. So all the products to stage the kitchen, like for example, this one you can find in the staging catalog. Again, you can type in what you're looking for, like a vase or a bowl or things like that, and you will have it there. Also in the kitchen cabinet, in the kitchen catalog, we also have like accessories, so you can go through that as well. If like, because we're actually talking about kitchens today, so yeah, so we can find them there. But we have staging catalog, it's huge, so you can find any items there. And of course, you can repurpose some of the items. Will light sockets and electrical outlets show up on reflected ceiling plan? On the ceiling plan, like when you're doing the export to these? The lights will show both so the sockets you can do the elevations. If you need like a plan for your sockets, then you can do elevations and you can label everything out and measure everything out and like leave notes for the contractor. Oh, yes, the chat function. Yes, it's available. So if you ever have problems, just click on the chat and there will be someone to help you out if you need like help straight away. Whereas elevations, if you go to, let me just quickly go back to 2D. So if you go to export to these, then from here you can set elevations. So if you click on set elevation view, then this is your elevation. We have all your walls. So we have A, B, C, D. You can drag it. So let's say that we'll do this wall. Then here in the compass in the middle, you can drag it and then you can crop it. So it all depends which wall you want to do for elevation. Now you can save your view. So like, and you will like give it a name, then you can go back to your view. So if you have any saved views, then you can just go back to them. And now if you go back to sheets, you can label everything out. So this is your elevation here. You can zoom in or you can zoom out of it. And sorry. And now you can add any measurements. Here you can add elements and you can add text, so you can label everything out. And you can download it in DXF if you want to use it in like a CAD, or you can export it as a PDF file. How to add measurements. So that will be the last question. So you will just go with the ruler tool and now you can measure everything out. So you can use the ruler tool and you can measure your units. Simply like that. And then you can send that to your contractor. You're welcome. Thanks everyone for being here today, and we will see you on the next office hours. I'm really glad it was helpful. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.